Would you agree that that was considered government overreach?
Yes, it was. Big time. Big time.
My message is they need to be dealt with, and not from the Liberals. I think that higher ups, if it be the state, somebody's got to break that group up. That is, they were just horrid to look at.
I think they should be gone. And they seem to just want to kill everything and get rid of our farms. That's what it looks like to me. And how they handled the animals was terrible. Towards the end, there was a lot less birds. And what they did was absolutely disgusting. And it's going to take a long time for anyone who was there to get over it.
Angelica Toy for Rebel News here in Calgary at the Canada-wide protest against the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. This national demonstration comes in response to the CFIA-ordered destruction of approximately 300 ostriches at the Universal Ostrich Farm in Edgewood, British Columbia. The call was carried out after the agency identified a risk of the avian flu on the farm, a decision the owners fought in court for nearly a year. Both the federal court and the Federal Court of Appeal upheld the CFIA's order, and on November 6th, the Supreme Court of Canada declined to hear a final appeal, clearing the way for the call to proceed. The farm owners, however, pressed that the remaining birds appeared healthy by the time the call was carried out. Today, Canadians are gathering across the country to voice concerns about the government's overreach and how agencies like the CFIA make high-impact decisions that affect farmers, land rights, and animal welfare. Why are you out here today?
Just being a Canadian and trying to protect Alberta and try and get the CFA kind of disbanded, shut them down, and as opposed to what they did to the ostriches and what's next.
Out here to support the farmers and to protest the overreach by the government in all aspects. You know, the food and the CFIA, the RCMP, the politicians.
We're going to do our slow roll past the CFIA a couple of times, and then we're going to be moving on to the Edward H. Laborde area for a rally. And we got some speakers, and we're going to have just some networking and a chance to get to know people, because this is just the beginning. We've just started. We're just beginning, and we are not going to let this back down. We got future generations coming. We got to look after our kids. We got to look after all of us. And I'm telling you, this is not the Canada I grew up in.
I'm out here now supporting for the farmers and behind Tracy.
We're actually at the ostrich farm for, you said, 2 months. Give us a bit of an insight. How was that for you?
At the beginning, it was like a Woodstock feeling, and it was amazing. Everyone, it was like a family. And then towards the end, with the waiting on the Supreme Court and everything, I really thought that the animals had hope. I left a few days before the slaughter. And then after that, yeah, it's been traumatizing.
Being there the night that it happened was really hard. I'm sure I got post-traumatic stress syndrome. 3/4 of the camp was out on the highway in the rain, honking their horns, trying to stop it from happening. And then they shut the farm down. All those people were left out on the road in the rain. And that is not nice at all. They shouldn't have done that. That's cruelty to humans, not to mention all the cruelty to the animals that happened that night. Like after they closed off the farm, we started hearing the gunshots all throughout the night, and we knew it was happening.
What message would you want to send to the CFIA agency?
Respect your farmers, respect your people that are working in the country. They're trying to feed their families, and they're trying to take care of the rest of the world. That's the way I see it. Take the rest of the problems, take care of them. So don't put them down just because they did one little thing. It doesn't affect everybody else, so why should it affect certain other industries? You know, we need lots of people support on this. Definitely appreciate it.
Would you agree that that was considered government overreach?
Yes, it was. Big time. Big time.
Oh boy, that's tough. We all need to do better. We need to be more critical thinkers and stop blindly following authority. It's just, we all have to, we got children. I have children, I have grandchildren. And I want the world to be a better place for them to grow up in than what it seems to be heading right now.
Would you agree that that was considered government overreach?
Yes, absolutely. As I said, I haven't heard all the information from both sides, but what I have heard, it doesn't make sense. And there was enough international voices coming from the United States, even other well-known people that are much more educated on some of the research they were doing for what's the word, antibody research, and it seems to have a valid international following and support. So yeah, I don't think it was justified to do what they did in the cover of darkness. It was, and the RCMP. I'm ex-military, so I want to hold ex-military and current military and RCMP and police accountable. I mean, I swore an oath to protect the people and the nation, not just follow government, big government or big tech.
That's right. We actually saw footage of the RCMP officers provoking protesters there. Take a look.
This is recorded live. I hope so.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to read you something.
Okay.
This is going to be a warning for a section of the criminal code.
Okay.
Okay, so section 423.1 sub 1. No person shall, without lawful authority, engage in any conduct with the intent to provoke a state of fear in a justice system participant or military justice system participant in order to impede him or her in the performance of his or her duties.
Okay, so can you explain what do you mean by a justice system participant?
So that'd be anybody that's a peace officer.
Okay, so does that law apply to you as well? Because people have been doing that to everyone here, including myself.
I'm not going to speak to that.
Well, who can speak to that? So who sent you here? This is a formal warning?
Yes, that's a formal warning. So
You're not going to get away with your lack of controls and just being able to do what you want. You don't get to walk into a farmer's home livelihood and obliterate it. We have enough science. Science has progressed that we can do better, and they can do better. And no more. Just want them to know we're finished, and we are going to hold them accountable, and we are going to stop this absolute overkill, if you'll pardon the pun, of our livelihoods.
My message is they need to be dealt with, and not from the Liberals. I think that higher ups, if it be the state, somebody's got to break that group up. That is, they were just horrid to look at.
Why do they have to do everything so hidden? I mean, if they're doing things for the best of our interest, for Canadians, for the people, it should be all open. That's not freedom. Far from it.
For people to wake up and see what's going on in Canada. We are broken and we need to be fixed.
We want to stop the overreach. We want them to amend their regulations so that they implement other procedures first before they consider a cull. We want them to do testing. We want them to be transparent in what they're doing. And basically what we want is for them to be less authoritarian and more democratic.
They say to trust the science, they kill the science. It's so obvious to people around the world what they did and how they are not answering to the health and welfare of Canadian people and their livestock and animals. It basically goes to the World Health Organization, World Economic Forum, the powers that be, the globalists that want to kill our livestock, our animals, and our way of life.
I think they should be gone. And they seem to just want to kill everything and get rid of our farms. That's what it looks like to me. And how they handle the animals was terrible. Towards the end, there was a lot less birds. And what they did was absolutely disgusting. And it's going to take a long time for anyone who was there to get over it.
We're closing it down. We've exposed them 100%. The world is watching. And what if love wins?
Sorry, and I can see you've got, is this an ostrich feather?
Yes. Yeah, this is an ostrich feather that I found that blew out of the field into the camp area. And yeah.
So this actually belongs to one of the ostriches that were unfortunately lost.
I gave a few away to friends as well. And yeah, I'm one of the biggest supporters there, but nobody really knows me. I'm underground.
Are farmers under threat in Canada?
Absolutely. With respect to this rally in particular, I made an attempt to reach out to several farmers and ranchers, and every one of them felt threatened, that they did not feel comfortable in participating in the rally because they considered that they were going to end up having a target on their back.
They always are, always have been, probably always will be. But no farmers, no food, and then we're just done for, so.
What do you guys take of the RCMP handling of the situation at the ostrich farm?
When I was there watching them, they were angry at just the regular folk. The human in them is gone. They're not anything that we grew up with. I couldn't imagine respecting them the way they behaved to innocent people, much less the ostriches. That was horrible.
Yeah, it's very sad that they don't. They're bought and paid for. They're not for the people. Very sad. Very sad.
They were hired hands, and they were there shoveling hay onto the farmer's field and everything after they all left, and so that hay must not be contaminated then, eh? I mean, like, this all happened for no reason.
That's right. That sounds like very poor handling of what would be considered a biohazard.
Yes. And not only that, but they didn't have hazmat suits. A lot of them, like all the shooters that came in, none of them had hazmat. Right? And then the following days, everyone cleaning up, none of them had hazmat. So, like, no PPE, right?
And you mentioned this is just the beginning. Are we going to expect any more protests in the nearby future?
Absolutely. I am hoping to keep organizing more, have more regular protests, and we're having, hopefully going to be doing letter writing campaigns, and I have a secret project that I'm going to be working on in the future, but it's going to take a little time to organize. Basically, I am going to be a bit of a pain to the government. They will take notice, and I'm going to make sure of it. I've had enough. Yeah.
That's amazing. What does your shirt here say? Oh, the world is watching. Correct. What we're seeing here today is a growing demand for clearer communication and greater accountability with federal agencies. The farm owners and many supporters believe more transparency and alternative options should have been considered. Rebel News was on the ground at the Edgewood Ostrich Farm in BC to bring well-rounded coverage. If you want to see all the previous footage and to also help us avenge the ostriches, please head to avengetheostriches.com.